Hey everyone, it is Jack again with Toy Dojo, and today we are going to take a look at the Power of the Primes Titan class Predaking. Now before we get into this, I want to let you guys know that I apologize if I haven't responded back to your comments of the comments you've left in my other videos. I've been a little busy with work, and last week I was on vacation, got to go out to Hawaii, enjoyed that tremendously. Beautiful state. If you ever get a chance to go there, please do. Great people over there, just beautiful state. So anyways, I am back. I'm going to get back into responding to all your questions or all your comments that you have on my videos and just keep the ball rolling. So right now we're taking an early look. I say early because this one isn't released in the States yet. This one was one from overseas that was brought in for me to review and bringing it to you guys here. So I haven't opened it yet. I got it in and just starting to take a look at it right now. And we're going to open it together on camera. So it's really cool. I love Predaking. He was my favorite combiner out of all of them. I remember when he first came out, I thought to myself, like, this guy is a beast. As a kid, I remember thinking that, and I was like, wow, he's so cool. So I loved, obviously, Devastator. He was my favorite, and then this guy came out, and he became my favorite. So, like, Devastator and him, like, always are fighting for first with me, but I want to say he's going to be my first all-time just because he's so cool. So anyways, I have the MMC Feral Rex, who we're going to bring down off my shelf and show next to him. Feral Rex is going to be smaller than he is, I'm sure. But the Oversized Feral Rex, and I forgot which company it was that made him, that one's probably going to fit more into line with the size of this guy here. But this was going to be the official release, so this one here is just going to be just really cool. I already know it. So anyways, taking a look at the box. Great artwork there. Includes a nice poster, it looks like right here, of this artwork right there. Includes Onyx Prime right there as the, I guess the Prime Master there. And then coming down here, you see all of them right here. You see Dive Bomb right there. You see Headstrong right there. You see Ram-Paige, Tantrum, and then Razor Claw right there. So really cool. That's the front of the box right there. On the top, Dive Bomb, Headstrong, Ram-Paige, Razor Claw. And they call him Torox instead of calling him Tantrum. I don't know if maybe they lost the rights to the name Tantrum, but he's going to be called Torox. So, but we know him as Tantrum. And looking at the back of the box here, and if I stand it up, it's going to be out of frame, so I'm not going to do that. But here is Predaking right there looking really cool. It says he's 18 inches tall, which is the size of the Devastator. So that's cool. Here he is. Again, Dive Bomb is both modes. Headstrong both modes. Ram-Paige both modes. Razor Claw both modes. And Torox both modes. And then this here, Onyx Matrix, which is going to go inside, looks like right here inside Razor Claw right there. So really, really cool. And the box size itself, I know it's exactly the same size as the Devastator one, but I don't have my Devastator box. I have it, but it's put away in the closet. I tried looking for it, but I have so much stuff inside there that I couldn't get to that box, inside of a box, inside of another box where he is at. So, what I do have, though, is my Hasbro Masterpiece Grimlock box. And from top to top here, they are about the same size. I want to say that this box here is just like a quarter or maybe a tenth of an inch taller. And as far as width, it's almost two times the size, or almost two boxes, I should say, of this one here, which I happened to get signed by Mr. Greg Berger himself. That was really cool when I met him. But exact same size, like I said, as the one for Devastator. So, all right, enough talking about that. Let's go ahead and pop this guy open. Like I said, I haven't opened him yet, so we're going to open him together. I'm going to peel away this tape here and, well, kind of rip my box here, but that's cool, whatever. No big deal, I guess. See, I kind of tore it right there when I ripped it, but whatever. All right, let's get this guy opened up and pull him out of his box. There's some stuff falling in the back. Here we go. What's this? Okay. See if there's anything else inside this box here. No, there is not. And holy cow, those guys are large. Anything back there? Anything behind this thing? No? Okay. Holy cow, these guys are large. I mean, I knew they were going to be big because they're all Voyager-sized figures, but they are huge. I mean, that's my hand next to Dive Bomb there, and I don't have a small hand either, and so that's pretty darn big. That's really cool. All right, let's talk about them here in a minute. I'm going to look at... Actually, let's talk about them first before we look at this. So that's how they're going to come packaged away, obviously. You see Razor Claw right there. There is Ram-Paige right there. Tantrum right there. Headstrong. And then Dive Bomb right here. And then the 2 feet, obviously, and then all the weaponry that comes with it. The one thing that this set does not come with, and I wish it would have, but again, we're going to probably get third-party guys to make them, would be the swords. I don't see them in here anywhere, nor did I see them on the box. So they're missing their individual swords, and then their larger sword that makes up for Predaking there, which is something that MMC included. They included all the swords individually that formed into one giant sword. So I'm hoping the third-party guys, which I'm sure we will, are going to end up making a sword for this guy, because that'd be really, really cool if they do and when they do. So those look amazing. And the stuff that comes with, here's that poster we showed you on the front right there. Really nice artwork there. Again, I love that artwork. That's just so cool right there. On the back, it shows the power of the prime. It says choose your prime right there. It's going to show all the different ones that are going to be available right here. That one's Onyx Predaking, so that's the one that's supposed to be for him. But doesn't come with this set here. The one that comes with it, I showed you guys already on the front of the box there. And we'll see it. He's in here somewhere, I know. Let's see. Okay, here we go. A nice sticker sheet. I'm looking at this here. You can see all the stickers for the wings right here. These can be more stickers for the bots. Decepticon logos galore. So really, really cool sticker sheet. This is awesome. Takes me back to the G1 days again. Begin to put stickers on your figures. And then a nice instruction sheet. Is that a sheet or a book? No, it's a sheet. Large sheet. So there you go. Look at that. One side right there, showing all the instructions. Then the back side right here as well, showing all the instructions of where to put the stickers and all that stuff. So really, really cool. I am just excited about this figure right here. All right, let's stop gushing over it. I'm going to cut these guys out of the little prison right there and show you guys what they're like. Alrighty, and here they are outside of their box right here, and they look just as amazing, if not more so, sitting here on the table than they did inside that box. Starting off here on the left, we have Tantrum the Bull, then we have Headstrong the Rhino, then we have Razor Claw the Lion, we have Ram-Paige the Tiger, and then Dive Bomb the Eagle. Now, going back over to Tantrum here. If you watch the G1 cartoon, and you remember the first time that they started talking about them, Teletran 2 introduced all of them and showed like a snippet of them running through and attacking stuff, and he kind of gave a little bit of bio of all of them. So he calls Tantrum a buffalo and not a bull. So not sure if that's the same kind of animal. I don't think it is. I think they're different, you know, but he to me has always been a bull because of this. So he's a bull, and he in fact does call Ram-Paige here a tiger. Now I know a lot of folks say, well, is he a puma? Is he a jaguar? What is he different? No, he is a tiger. The one thing that in the cartoon is he had kind of like these, he never had really stripes, and he was always more orange up here and not so much black, but he had some lightning bolts right here that kind of, I guess, would resemble maybe some stripes. Not really, but if you wanted to say that, he had some kind of lightning bolts right here. So that was the difference in them. And so he is a tiger. If you don't believe me, you can probably research that clip. I'm sure they have it out there talking about these guys right here. So taking a look at them again, here's the weaponry that they come with, and these two guys are going to come with these feet, which are going to be their weapons, and also they store the combiner hands right here. These are kind of easy to get out. I say they are. Just can't have fat fingers like me. Geez, really? Okay, right there. Slides right out. It wasn't really that difficult to get out the first time. I don't know why it was this time, but they slide in and out. This one's probably going to be easier. Just take that, slide that out just like that. Yeah. And that stores underneath there. Right there. And that's going to be for Tantrum and Headstrong. And then for Razor Claw, he's got this kind of gun, rocket type deal here, which is okay. Nothing to say, ooh, wow, look at that, you know. And then for Ram-Paige, he has this gun right here, which also will serve as his tail in his tiger mode. And then Dive Bomb is going to have these 4 pieces, and these are actually going to be guns that are going to connect. You just take this, pop that into there, pop this into here. This is going to serve as his weapons for his eagle and robot mode. And then you're going to give one to him and one to Ram-Paige to put on themselves for their Predaking shoulder cannons, or yeah, cannon, rocket launcher, whatever they are, cannons, I guess, right there. So that's what they're going to be for. When you go to put them on the combined form, you're going to fold this down like this. Put them up like that for robot mode and bird mode, eagle mode, and then put them down like that for combined mode. So let's put those off to the side there. And let's just kind of go through these guys and look at them individually. We're going to talk about them, transform them up, and then kind of go on with it, and then eventually get down to the combined form. The video may run a little long just because of, you know, I'm doing 5 figures here. So let's see. Now these two guys, we're going to talk about them together because they are the exact same transformation. The only differences on these guys are going to be some, obviously the different colors that they have on them, and then a few differences in their details of the way the molding is right here. The head obviously is going to be different, but for the most part, the transformation is the exact same on both of them. So differences, taking a look at them, you can see, again, just some differences in the molding right here versus here. Also right here, this is a little bit different than this one right over here. But overall, the exact same figure with a few differences. Tambo graphing up here for those Decepticon logos, which is cool. The one thing that's glaring right away is this big old block underneath the both of them. Had to leave them there if we didn't want this figure to be a big-time parts former. I mean, it kind of is a parts former already because obviously Dive Bomb's wings are going to come off. But in that case, Predaking was a parts former because Dive Bomb's wings would come off and go to his back whenever he would transform in the cartoon. So to keep from being a parts former, they put all this together and made it into one piece right here. If we could get it off, it would look something like this, to where it looks a little bit more cleaner. Now, I don't know if that comes off or if you can. I haven't tried, but if you pick up his leg right here, you can see, that's on the other side. You can see there's a screw right here, and then another one that is right there. Now, I don't know if those two screws right there, I don't know if you take any of them off, if this is going to be able to take off. I haven't tried it, nor do I want to, nor do I care to. So, but you can try it, see if that works for you, and get it off. Mine's going to stay combined into Predaking mode, so for me, this doesn't bother me. But I know for some, it might bother them. So if it is, maybe you can try and take them off. See if it works. But articulation on these guys, there's not a whole lot. You get more here. I'll talk about this here in a second. Let's go into his articulation. So head does spin around, and that's about it. It can flip up, but that just this is mainly for combined mode. That's the reason why that flips up. As far as down here on the legs, they can go backwards, and that's about it. If you're keeping it true to the transformation there, okay? Back legs here, these can fold right there, and then these can move back if you want them to, but no articulation on the toes on either side right there. And then that's about it, all right? Now, if you do what I did here, and this is what, when you transform to get them into robot mode, you're going to pop these arms out like this. On that, you can actually get some more articulation, because at this point, these are going to spin. You can get full range of motion here. You can get these to spit out like that. You know, so better articulation if you do that. The only difference is going to be that now they're going to sit further out than the back legs. But again, I don't think that's too bad. That's up to you completely if you want to do that or not. If not, then that's it. I think a lazy thing that Hasbro did or didn't do was give articulation right here. It looks like they were trying to do that because there's like a break inside here, obviously. And this kind of opens up a little bit. Like I can put my finger inside there, my thumbnail, but it doesn't go. It's just pinned right there to where it looked like they were going to give him maybe like a jaw hinge right here. But when we look at this spot right here, they molded this plastic together. So it looks like maybe they were going to make this jaw movable. It's even shaped that way up here. It even looks like it's supposed to be right up into there. But they ended up sealing this all off in one piece. So that's unfortunate. Now, I felt like they honestly had the intention of doing that and for whatever reason decided against it towards the end. Because again, that looks like it's supposed to move, but it just doesn't. So that's unfortunate. Over here, his, again, looks similar to where you have that kind of break. Whoa, you got that kind of break inside there. But didn't do with that. And then you got the faces showing there. And again, I think they could have did something. Again, just to change it up. Maybe put it to where these faces would spin, but they don't. And Headstrong's face sculpt is pretty nice. Tantrums too. pretty good looking. I can dig those. These guys are chunky, they're bulky. You know what? You would think that maybe in the times now, with the technology we have, we could have got something better than this, but they're still not too bad. I actually like this set better than I like the Combiner Wars Devastator, and I saw some people aren't going to agree with that, but to me, I think this set is way better than the Combiner Wars Devi. The plastic quality on this one is a lot better, and to me, they're a lot more sturdier than the Combiner Wars Devi, especially in combined form, in my opinion. So let's just show just how big these guys are real quick, actually, before we start to transform them. So I'm going to bring in the Dinobots, who, again, remember, these guys are all going to be Voyager size. Grimlock's a Voyager size, and Grimlock looks small compared to these guys here. You know, I mean, he really does when you look at that. Even next to the likes of Razor Claw, Ram-Paige, and especially next to Dive Bomb here. I mean, he just looks really tiny compared to these guys. And if you're bringing the other dinos, I mean, forget about it. You know, these guys look like little babies next to them. So if you remember, again, going back to the G1 cartoon, there was an episode that was called, let me think about it again. Oh, what was it called? Man, I'm going to forget right now. Call of the Primitives. That's what it was. So these guys actually get into a little bit of a fight. So they're all out there fighting, and then they hear a voice coming from up in the sky that's calling all the primitives. So it'll be all these guys, the Terracons, all the cassettes. Skylynx was called out. They all went up into space, inside Trypticon, went up there, and are trying to figure it out. And there's this, you know, energized creature type thing that came out and destroyed basically all of them. And the last one up alive was this goofball, Grimlock, and he ends up saving the day, you know, for everybody. I don't know if you guys remember that episode or not, but I remember it. I love that episode because I just remember seeing all these guys. I thought, man, that is so awesome. So that was Call of the Primitives. So, but again, looking at these guys, you can see that they just make these guys look super tiny. Even Grimlock, who again is a Voyager, looks dwarfed compared to these guys right here. So let's get these guys out of the way. And then speaking of Skylynx, I have him over here off in the wing, and we are going to pull him in, see what he looks like. And again, he's another Voyager. And he at least scales in better with these guys. Like, he scales in better with Ram-Paige here. And Tantrum and Headstrong. But he still looks small compared to Dive Bomb here. So Dive Bomb makes him look small. You know, looking at him, even like this, especially we're going to pull the wings out here. You can see he just makes him look a lot smaller than he actually is. So there's that. And then another piece I'm going to bring in is this guy. You all remember this guy. And he's a pretty big figure. You know, I mean, that's a whole planet right there. It's a whole planet. So he's a good size, but again, just to kind of show you how big these guys are, you know, he's almost the same height as he is right there. So just, again, to show you just how big these guys are. Let's get them out of the way. All right, now that we've done that, let's go ahead and let's just transform these guys up and get on with the review. Get on my frame. All right. Actually, these here, show you these will connect. You're going to use these spots right here, and they're going to peg into right there. And that way you can get that onto his back, just like so. Pull that down just the way it's supposed to be. And of course, that's going to pop off, because why wouldn't it, right? So that pegs on the back just like so. And you can have that as his weapon right there, just like that. So we're going to leave him off to the back right here. Let's go ahead with Headstrong and get his transformation done. These guys have a simple transformation. You're going to spin the head around, pull these arms out like this, pull these arms out over here, spin them around, spin this one around like this. You're going to just pop this piece off in the back right here for now. Disconnect this piece like this, disconnect this one. Get these legs, you're going to rotate them up and store this into his kind of thigh piece right there, just like that. Again, just take that, spin it up. Get that right inside there. And then these pieces here, you're going to pop these open like this. These pieces here are going to pull down and those are going to become like the bottom of his feet. And then this red tab will go into that slot right there. So just bring that forward like this, tab that in, do the same thing on this side here, pull that forward and tab it in. Right there. And close this back up just like that. And that is essentially the robot mode. So very simple transformation on him. Is it the best? No, probably not. I mean, the bot mode looks cool. You know, it looks big and chunky, and he is the taller. Well, these two guys are the taller of the whole group when they're in their bot mode. So this here will become his weapon on his shoulder. So take this again. You can either do it like this and leave it out like that, or you can put it like that, whichever way you want. I'm gonna leave it like this. And this piece right here is gonna slide into that little lip right there. So get that there, put that there, and he is holding that big old like cannon type weapon right there. And he shoots you. So let's go again. Let's do that again. Flip the head around like that, pull the arms out, flip them, pull the arm out, flip them around, open this piece up like this, disconnect, come down, put inside, come down, put inside, disconnect, however you want to do that, whichever way you want to go to do this, it's fine. Hide him better, man. Oh, you hide him like that. Okay, pull these down, pull that down, pull this down, pull this down, flip that over, just like so, peg it in, take this one, peg that one in right there, and again, flip this piece down right there onto his back, and there he is, transformed up into his robot mode. So again, they're not the best, but you know, they're not bad either. I think they're cool. I like them. They take me back to the 80s style of blocky toys, of blocky Transformers. So I can dig that. This one we're going to put it and leave this piece up. Again, just take it, sit it on there, wherever you want, right there. Get him to hold that. So now you got these two guys right there holding their weaponry. And they look pretty cool. You know, I like them a lot. And they're big. You know, they're pretty big guys. I'm going to bring in some guys once we get them all transformed up to kind of show size comparisons, but these are pretty big dudes. So articulation for this mode here, let's get this off. Again, same thing on the head. You're not going to get anything but a rotation there on the head, right there. The arms, same articulation. You get the arms, you're going to go all the way around fully. Get an elbow bend right there. Nothing on the hands, no kind of a wrist rotation or anything like that. You can get rotation at the waist. If you open this up like this, you can get some rotation right there at the waist. But if you have it pegged in, it's not, because that will peg into that spot there on the back of the waist, and it won't allow that to spin around. But if you just unpeg it, you can get some waist rotation right there. Okay, and now you just peg it in. Coming down to the legs, you got outward about that much only, because it starts to rub right on there. So that's all you're going to get. Coming forward, you get forward about 90 degrees. Backwards, you can get it to go back again, but you kind of have to open that leg up a little bit, because now it'll run right into this. Or again, you can move this out of the way and go back if you want to. Whatever you want to do. Coming down here, you got thigh swivel as well. And up here, again, no kind of swivel up here, but it's right here at the elbow because of that ball joint. But you got a thigh swivel right there. You can come down to the leg, into the knee, and get a 90-degree bend. Down there. Down on the feet, you get a forward motion like that. And then you get a side toe tilt in and out like that. And that's the articulation for these guys right there. So not too bad. All right, let's get these guys out of the way, and let's move on to the next guy. And we'll just keep trucking along. So next we're going to bring in Ram-Paige. So Ram-Paige, he looks cool. Let me get this down. He looks good in his tiger mode right here. Again, I think I would have preferred this to be orange, and with those maybe tampographed on there, those kind of like lightning bolts. But as far as his, he does actually have articulation in the mouth, so his mouth can open up, which is why I believe theirs are supposed to open up too. So that opens up, that's cool. Like that face right there, that cat face is cool right there. The head will not rotate any which way, left or right, but you can look up and down like this. Over here onto the legs, you can rotate these around if you want to. He's got articulation right here at this. And he's got some down on the paw, which are like on a really soft ratchet on that paw right there. And then coming down here to the back, these are not going to move. That's held into place, but you do get some rotation or some articulation on that back paw. And then these can move. That's for transformation mainly, but they can move as well. And that is that. His weapon is going to be this. And again, you take that, peg that into his back, and that becomes his tail. So now he's got a tail right there. So, kind of cool little kitty cat. Meow. Alright, transform him. Get this off. Get this here. And let's do this. Let's go ahead and start up here first. We're going to pop these off. That's going to come back like this. Right here, you got a peg. It's going to go into that peg slot right there. Take that, peg that in, right into his back. Same thing over here. Pull this one down. Peg that in onto his back, right, or back of his arm right there. Pick that up like this. Take these, fold these inside, right here. Hold that one inside all the way right there. Now, on this part here, when you open this up, you need to get, there's like a peg right here where my fingernail is. It's rubbing up against it. That's going to go into that slot right there. Just kind of zoom in there. So that peg will go into that slot right there. So just take that, click that down just like this. These arms are going to come down like this. His wrists and his hands rather are hidden inside here. Right here and right there. The head itself, just pick that up. And you want to pull it up till you hear it click. So when you go up, you hear that click, that's when you know that the head is in place. This piece right here, you got to take that and bring it up and rotate that around onto his back. He's going to have a backpack, but that's going to be the shoulder joint for the combined mode. So it's got to have that. All right. Coming down here on the legs, you're going to just take these. They're going to accordion out like so. And come up and go back in. Take this one again, just pull it out like that. Come up, pull that in. These feet are going to come down and go right there. Essentially, that is his bot mode. And this was not too bad either. You know, it's kind of cool. The head does, like, he looks down a lot. That's just because of the way, like, this piece is here. You can't get it up any higher than that. It snaps in and it stops right there at that spot right there. So he's going to have that kind of looking down to him, which I thought was unfortunate. They should have made that a little bit better, or maybe made the neck joint a little bit bigger so you can actually give him a bit, you know, better look, because he's just going to always be looking down like that. So that's the unfortunate part. Cool face though, that little kind of ninja face. That looks cool. I like the gold on here. The arm, just another part that I was just like, you know, I wish they would have maybe gave us a break right here so this can kind of fold up better and give you maybe more articulation in the beast mode. But, yeah, they didn't, so whatever. But I guess if you wanted to, you can just kind of fold these up and kind of make it a little bit less noticeable right there. So, articulation on him, again, the head can look around, and that's about it. You know, it moves a little bit, but it's just, I think that's just play inside there. It's not like it's something that is going to really make it move a lot. So the arms themselves can go all the way around. They're on a ball joint right there. Up here, he's got a ball joint here again at the elbow. No rotation on the wrist aside from in and out, but that's for transformation. Coming down here, he's got full waist rotation right over there. You can flip it all the way around if you wanted to. Over here, the legs, then come out about that far. Again, that's going to run into there. Come forward on a nice, like, kind of medium ratchet there. Same on the back right there. Upper thigh rotation, knees bend, and a kind of a soft to medium ratchet there, about that far. Coming down to the feet, he's got a left and right rocker, but no kind of forward or backwards motion on that there. You can pull these out and give him some more if you wanted to. But ultimately, that's going to be that. His gun will now come off as his tail, and just peg it into his hand right there. And you got his gun in his hand right there. So not too bad. Not my favorite out of all of them. My favorite, I think, is going to be, I don't know. It's either going to be Dive Bomb or it's going to be Razor Claw. His legs look a little bit small too, maybe, for like his torso. I think maybe his legs could have been a little bit longer, or his torso a little bit smaller, maybe. It's something right here that bugs me. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's maybe the thighs are smaller. I don't know what it is. Something right here kind of bugs me, but overall, pretty neat looking figure. Right there. Alrighty. On to the next one. We're going to bring in, oh, not you, Razor Claw. Bring in Dive Bomb. Now, Dive Bomb I like. This guy's cool. Like, I just think he looks cool. I love the wings on him. You know, it's a pretty good wingspan right there on him. Looks really cool. Come around to the back. He's got his Decepticon logos right there that are tempographed on. Just overall cool. Nice, and a big figure too. Like I said, he's the biggest one out of all of them in terms of like beast mode. Just overall appearance. I think maybe like if he was standing there and he wanted to scare people or scare other bots, you could just like they'd be like, ah, and then scare him. Or maybe not. Anyways, so alright. Him. To get him to stand up like that, you do this. But you can also, if you wanted to, you can have him fly kind of like this. Pull these down like so. And that way his kind of heel spurs are sticking out of the back right there. And that'll give you more of a flying motion right there. And then these wings will flap too, so you can make them flap. So that's good articulation there as well. And that's that. Let's get into robot mode. Again, he has an easy robot mode. Oh, also, his mouth does open up. And it reveals his face, of course, because that's the way it's supposed to be. So you can open up his beak and get him... Caw! Or however eagles make their noise, I don't know. So, alright, let's get him transformed up. Legs, same as they are on Ram-Paige. They're going to come down like that and come down and around. Come down and around like that. Flip the heel spurs back out like this. And then get the head. Flip that down. Rather, right there, like that. And there you go. The arms themselves, kind of pull these back just to get these out. Bring these around, open that up. Bring this around like this. Open it up. Hands are going to be tucked away inside here as well. Hands tucked away inside there. And that essentially is him transformed up into his bird mode, or his robot mode. And I like this one. This one's cool. Like, I really like the way he looks here. I don't know, he might be my favorite one out of the 5 of them. And the wings, you can pull them back if you want to, like that, to get them out of the way, but obviously he's supposed to be like this. So that looks cool. And again, he kind of suffers from that smaller leg syndrome, where like the torso is a lot bigger than the legs, but I still like him. I still think he's cool. His guns, you can double wield. Pick that up, put that in there. Wield it once. Wield it twice. Now, they don't hold them very well. Like, they're not the best because a couple things. One, like, you can see it doesn't peg in all the way there. And that's because, like, part of the gun will hit the forearm there. And it's the same thing on the other guys, too. You know, the gun runs into, and, like, the peg is too short to where it's not going to fit in there. So you can kind of see, like, there's a short peg. If you did it like that, it'd be great. But he holds it sideways. But you can't really get it up. So that's unfortunate. You know, you should have made those pegs a little bit longer, or maybe shave this part down right there so it didn't run into the forearm there. So there's that. Articulation, again. Arms can go all the way around. If you move the wings out of the way, they're on ball joints. That can come all the way up like so. He's got a double jointed elbow right there. Again, no rotation on the wrist. Got rotation down here on the waist. The legs go up. They go out. They go back. Knees bend. He's got a toe tilt. He's got a heel spur tilt. Rotation or rocker right there on the ankle as well. So he's got a lot of posability. I think he probably has about the most posability out of all of them. Maybe Ram-Paige too, but this guy's got a crazy amount of, you know, articulation and posability. So that's probably why he's one of my favorites, or if not my favorite altogether. All right, let's pull him off to the side. And let's bring in this guy. So he's supposed to be fierce. He's the leader. He's supposed to be like, I'm going to rip you to shreds. You know, I remember Teletran 2 talking about his claws, that they can rip through steel. Well, these claws aren't going to do any of that stuff. Like, quit lying to me, Teletran 2. those are not going to rip through any kind of steel. Those are just like flat nubs. He got his nails done and they ripped them off. Not only that, but he looks cute. Like, he doesn't look like a murderous, robotic lion. He looks like a little cub. Like, he just, meow, you know, like, meow. Like, he just looks cute. He's a cute little figure. I like him a lot. So I think beast mode, I don't know. Again, I still like Dive Bomb, but this one is so cool. I just like the way he looks. I love that face right there. I love those eyes. That gold right there looks cool. Just all in all, he looks really cool. Really nice looking figure. Articulation. The head cannot move right there when it's pegged in. You have to pick it up. Because it pegs in right there. You have to pick it up and then be able to articulate it and move it if you want it to. Right there. And then hidden behind his head. Let's peg that back in. When you pick up the actual face itself. Right? Come on, man. There it is. Right there. Okay. That's where the Onyx matrix is hidden. Right there. So you pop that out. You get the Onyx matrix right here. And that's pretty cool. It's like just a yellow and an orange color there. And then you get Onyx Prime right inside there. So pop him out. And here's Onyx Prime right here. Just a little guy. Nothing really special there. He's orange with like a black face right there. And that's pretty much it. I mean, it's one of those little Prime Masters. That's really all it is. So nothing too special. Take that, put it back in, and let's get that back inside his face right here. So that actually makes up and it fills in the gaps right here. So if it wasn't there, that'd be just an open piece right there. So that's cool how they incorporated that. Again, mouth moves up and down like that, the jaw. These guns right here can move. You can move them any which way you want to, like that. Articulation, you can pull these up and you can get them to come up like this. Let me zoom out a little bit. He's got some poseability right there. Again, nothing at the toe because he really doesn't have any like, claws or anything like that. So, but you can't get all this to move around just like so. Coming to the back, you get some rotation right there on that hip. And then down here on the legs, you get rotation there as well, or moving. And then on the paws as well. These paws here are on like a soft ratchet there. And these actually are pretty decent claws. Like if you look at those are decent claws right there. They should have done the same kind of claws up here. Just being flat like that just kind of disappointed me. I was like, really? He's razor claw, but his claws aren't really like razors. So, all in all, decent. The one letdown they didn't do is they didn't give him a tail. I'm like, come on, he's a lion. He's supposed to have a tail. So it should have had some additional piece that would make a tail here. Again, maybe guys like Perfect Effects or somebody will make a tail or something that can be added onto him. His weapon, the way it shows it in the instructions and on the box, it's supposed to store like this with kind of this space in the back. But to me, that looks like that's the front and that's the back. But I guess that's the front and that is the back. So me, though, I like to take it and just flip it around and just utilize it like that. I just think, to me, that looks better. But, hey, it's going to be your figure when you get him. Do what you want with him. Alrighty. Transformation for this guy. So, let's go ahead and pick up his head. Spin it around. Bring it down like this. Bring his head up. Spin the head around. Bring the arms around like so. Bring the arm around like so. This and like this. You're going to take these and flip these into the shoulders like so. Spin that one around and spin that into the shoulder right there. Rotate these around right here so that way you got the elbow bend. And then again, the hands are going to be tucked away inside right here. You got to get them out. 1 and 2. Right there. There they go. Coming down here, you want to take these and open this up here. Open that up there. They're going to peg in. That pegs into that spot right there. Flip this down. Flip this one down like this. These are going to peg in. So, let's see, where's that spot right there? He's going to come down. You have to get that in there just like so. And these actually peg in that spot right there. Will peg into that spot right there. Just kind of get that, and making sure you have to have that. You have to have it just aligned, just so. And I can't remember. I think those go up like that. There we go. And that's going to peg into. Come on, man. That's going to peg into that spot that is right there. There we go. So you're going to take this one, flip that paw up, bring this part straight almost like this, and that's going to peg in, again, that spot, that peg will go into that slot right there. And there it is. And pull down these hip skirts, and there you have him in his, you got to peg this in too, right there. And there you have him in his robot mode. And I like his robot mode too. His is cool. I like it. I like that face sculpt they gave him. I think he's probably proportioned better than the rest of them. In terms of like, he doesn't have like stumpy legs with too big of a frame right here. I think that looks good. So all in all, I think he has a better proportion. So it's hard for me to say which one I like the best out of these two guys. Because again, I just love the way he is. But he's really cool too. And then again, his gun, he doesn't hold the best. Like, it's supposed to go right there. And it'll hold, but again, it's not like pegged in all the way. Just because of the way everything sits. So, I feel like there was a letdown there with that as well. They should have engineered these better to hold better. Because they really don't hold in all that well. Articulation. He's got a head. His head can move up and down, but that's because of the transformation joint. It moves all the way around. Shoulders come all the way out to the side. Flip all the way around. No really backpack right here. That's cool. He doesn't really have a backpack. Again, nor does he. His backpack is his backpack, but it's supposed to be. But it's pretty streamlined right there, so that's cool. And then he's got an upper rotation there on the bicep. The elbow bend right there. Again, nothing on the wrist in terms of spinning. He's got a rotation. Actually, no, he doesn't have a rotation. I forgot. There's no rotation here. I thought he did, but he doesn't, because that pegs into that bottom piece right there. So you get no rotation on there. The legs themselves come all the way out to the side. Pick up the hip skirts. They come all the way forward. Then go all the way backwards. He's got a knee bend about this much right there. Rotation there at the thigh. And then he's got the ankle side-to-side motion. Nothing forward and backwards. Well, I guess a little bit like that. But nothing to tilt it backwards. So, poseability. Again, I still give it to Dive Bomb that he has the best poseability out of all the guys. So let's go ahead and bring these guys in, minus their weapons. Alright, so the one thing that I like is the differences in the heights. I think it's cool that even though they're all Voyagers, you know what, their heights are different enough. So like these two guys obviously are going to be the larger of the two, Ram-Paige and Tantrum. Or rather, Headstrong and Tantrum are the larger of the 5 of them. You too, man. Why'd you bring your gun? Told you not to bring it. They're the taller of them all. So that's really cool. I think I like the way that looks. And it just gives you a different kind of look to all of them. Thinking that, you know, even though, again, they're Voyagers, they're all different sizes. So that's cool. I like the way that looks right there. I'm going to bring in some other Voyagers and just kind of show you some difference in sizes. Alrighty, so here is Voyager Grimlock, who we saw was smaller than them, and then, you know, look at his size. I mean, he's still smaller than them, even in his robot mode. He looks like he's a deluxe, you know, so that's kind of show you a size difference with him. Here is Springer, who's also a Voyager, and he's still a little bit smaller than he is. You can see there that Razor Claw is taller than Springer is. I have my Mania King, who is a third-party Galvatron. Right there, about Voyager size, and he's just a little bit smaller. It looks like at the head, maybe he's a little bit smaller to the tops of his little crest right there. So a little bit smaller there. This Galvatron, who you guys know, and that is about the same size right there. So this Voyager and that Voyager are about the same size in terms of height, right there. So those go well, but again, these two guys still dwarf him. So bringing in leader class. Just to kind of show you. So there they are with a leader class figure. Right there. And obviously he's bigger than these guys are. But this one is not too far off from him right there. So there's that. Here's another leader class. Right here. And again, you can see he's a lot bigger than these guys over here, but almost the same height as he is right there, you know. Now we're going to transform them all up into their limb modes and get them combined up. Alrighty, so he's going to be the right leg, he's going to be the left leg for this figure. The G1 cartoon, I want to say they were reversed. I want to say, yeah, he was supposed to be, Transformer was supposed to be the right leg, and Headstrong is supposed to be the left leg. But for the figure here, they're going to be the way they are. And you'll know that the feet, too, you want to make sure you have the right feet. For his foot, you're going to get the one that's going to rock in like this. For his, it's going to be the one that rocks in like this. All right, so get these off to the side. I already took the hands out of the bottom there. Come down here, and you're going to essentially get them almost back to their beast mode. So take the head, spin, actually, just flip that up like that. Don't even spin the head. Flip it up like this. Get this back in here like so. This is going to flip up and come all the way up like this. And when he gets to this spot, it's going to stop, but you got to give it another little push to get that up like that. Okay? So these will come and they're going to fold right behind the back like this. Again, take that, pull that in like this, fold that in behind the back just like so. Alright, coming down here, again, we're going to pull these back into kind of beast mode there. So disconnect this, pull that up, disconnect this one. Come on, man, disconnect, I said. Just get over, you're getting in my way. And then pull these back up and lock them back into place. Lock this one back into place, right there. Did it go back in? No, you didn't, jerk. Come on. Tab back in, man. There we go. So I don't know why I was being such a jerk. Jerk. Take this, fold it up, put that in, plug that in right there. And then you're going to get the foot, and you're going to utilize, I guess I shouldn't have locked them in just yet for that reason up there. You can utilize these here and that up there, and that's just going to slide in using this and those right there. Slide that in, and then close that up with the other one just like so. And then you can lock these up into place right there. Alright, almost done. Flip this over, flip that in like that. And now you've got one of the legs done. Okay? Pull that off to the side. Let's go ahead and do this again over here. Again, take the arm, flip them back, flip this up, get the head down, flip this up all the way up like this. Arm all the way down, flip down and in. Again, arm all the way down, flip down and in. Come down, disconnect these. Disconnect those. Flip these up to lock them back into place. Right there. I said right there. Lock those back in. Flip these up. And don't lock them in just yet, because we get this foot back into place. Take this foot again. Peg it in. Right there. Come on, man. Peg it in. Close this one up on top of it. Bro, why are you giving me such a hard time? Alright, thanks. And again, rotate this around, spin that in, and now you've got two legs. Ta-da, done. Legs off to the side right now. You got to keep it moving here. Alright, for Ram-Paige, you're going to take the fists, flip them in like this, and the arms, you're going to kind of pull them up, because you got to get this peg right there, that is right there, to go into that slot right there. So that's all you have to do. Just get the arms, kind of pull them up at the shoulder joint there, peg them in just like so. Then the head, you want to get that, and I would say push down maybe on this spot right here, because if you push down on the neck too many times, I don't know if it's going to break that deal that it's on. So I would say, just because it's so tight to do that, even that's hard. Let me show you what I mean. Like, you kind of have to pull down on that neck right there, because it's a hard piece, and I'm just afraid that maybe it may end up snapping that peg that it's built on right there. I don't know. So either way, you get that like that. Come down the leg, you're going to put them back into, again, like his beast mode form right there. Get one of them, snap that back in. Do the other one, snap it back in. And then on the paws here, you want to have them flipped up all the way like that. So there you go. Just to get that out of the way. And you gotta make sure these stay tabbed in right there. Come on, man. Tab in, jerk. There we go. Okay. And then make sure you get the right fist, because he's gonna be, like I said, he's gonna be the left arm, so you gotta make sure you have the right fist. The left fist, which is the right fist. And that's gonna peg in utilizing this. That one right there, and that one right there. So get them, peg that in there, come around here, peg this one in, and just make sure this is all snapped together. And then for the transformation, it's supposed to be like this, in terms of like, you're supposed to have this gold piece stick out like that. You're supposed to have this gold piece right here. Whoops. Gold piece, I forgot I was zoomed in. Showing, but you don't get that much of a bend. Like, you get a bend, but not like a whole lot. So, but if you were to go the way opposite of the transformation and flip it to be that way and flip the fist around, and you get more of a bend out of that arm right there. So again, up to you, however you want to do it. You can do it the official way or the not official way. It's up to you. We're going to go ahead and put it back to the official way, because that's the way it's supposed to be done. Alright, so there's one arm right there. And let's go for the second arm. Alright, your turn. You're going to take the backpack off, just like this. Slides down, slide down, slide off. Take the fists, fold them in. Take the fists, fold it in. Flip the arms up, flip the arms up. Close the face down. Bring the eagle head down like this. And then come down here, let's do the legs. We're going to flip the toes in right here, and then put these back into their beast modes. Spots like that, and like that. And you take the fist, you can go ahead and peg the fist in. Same way, you're going to come down here, find the spot it's going to peg onto. Right there. Close that up right there. And then you want to take these pieces here, open them up like this. And the arms have to go a certain way. Yeah, like that. So flip the arms to the back, and then flip these out right here. Come on, man. I'm gonna jerk. There we go. Flip that out, and then you want to take this waist piece right here, and it has a double hinge. You take that up and flip it forwards like so. And that's going to peg, that peg will go into this slot that is right there. So take that, take the head up, and flip this one in like this. And that's all going to peg in. So these two arms are going to peg into here, to there, and then those into there, and those into there, just like that. So take that, make sure that's mashed in all together, just like so. And then you've got his other arm, just like that. All right? So, I'm going to take this, and actually, let's see, now I got that. There we go. There we go. That's better. Because that's got to sit in. That's going to be his right arm. I forgot. Again, same situation. You can leave it the way it's supposed to be, or spin it around and get better articulation using it that way if you want to. But a fish transformation is just like this. Alright. So there's that. And we got to get this piece here. So on this one here, you have to fold these like this. Spin this piece around and come to the back right here. These are going to open up like this, and they're going to peg in. That's going to peg into that slot, and that was going to peg into that slot. This is what's going to make up the kind of crotch section for Predaking. These are like a soft plastic. They're not a hard plastic like this, so I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. But just peg them in like so. Peg this one in the same spot like that. And then these wings are going to flip up like this. And you got this section ready for the main body. Alright, and last is razor claws. So take his fist, flip them in, flip them in. Take the head, spin it around, spit it back into place. Not spit it, because that's gross. Put it back into place. Take the lion's mane, flip it up, spin it around, and then take this piece here and flip that up right there. And then you're going to take this and close it up and then peg it in. That way that kind of gives it a fuller look right there. All right. You want to pop the waist piece apart to get the combiner mode head right there. Flip that up, close this back up, and snap that back into place like so. Come on, guy. There we go. Snap that into place. Get the combiner mode head. Snap that down. The arms, you're going to rotate them down like this. And when you do that, you got to make sure this is rotated in at the swivel there. Because that is going to peg in. That spot will go into that right over there. So take that. Plug that in. Just like so. Take this gun piece. Just flip it up under that spot right there. Same thing again over here. Flip that around. Peg it in. Right there. Gun, flip up, and then these are going to flip out to the sides. You got one, and you got two. Okay. Come down here. You're going to take these and essentially go back to like his lion mode form. So take these, open them up like this, pull them down, just pull these legs out like this. And that may come off, but it's no big deal. They're meant to pop on and off, as are all the Hasbro Transformers lately. So same thing over here, get that down like this. Get these, and these have to be angled down a certain way in order for these to peg in, because if not, they won't peg in just right. So you got to get this, and it's going to go, because that part right there is what's going to peg into there. So you got to get these up and get that angle just right, so that way that'll peg in. Because if not, again, this won't peg in just right. Once you're angled just right, find that sweet spot and peg it in. Just like that. Okay. And then this will peg into there again. Just like that. Again, same thing over here. Get it. Around. Get it down. Flip it. Find that right angle. And peg it in, then take that one and peg that one in right there. Okay. Now, the legs, just kind of leave them dangling for right now. And then we're going to go ahead and just combine everything up. So that essentially is ready to get combined up into his combined mode. Did they get that in there right again? It may not have went in all the way. There we go. Okay. So, all right. So that essentially is his combined mode right there. So we're going to take all these pieces and put them together. We're going to start with this part here, because that is what's going to make up the chest piece. Let's go ahead and, actually, we're going to put the legs on first. Nah, we're not. We're going to do this first, because why not? All right, so you're going to utilize this right here and that right there. And so that came down. Of course it did, because why wouldn't it, right? That's got to stay up. Because that spot right there is what's going to slide right inside here. And then this right over here, all that is going to slide into there. So it's kind of easy if you first get the, and it's kind of hard to show on camera, but if you just kind of get this piece and get it slid in first, then you can get this and get that slid into there. So just take it and kind of slide it in like that. And then you get it all in just like so. So relatively easy. All right. And then with the legs, I'll take them and just fold them in here to kind of hide, because if not, you got this big old gap right here. So I take the legs and just kind of hide that gapage right there. And again, who knows, maybe a combined or a third-party company will come out with something that'll fill that gap right there. I guess we'll wait and see. So there goes that right there. And then now we're gonna get the legs. So take one leg, and these are real simple. You just take that, and let me pick my camera up because we're getting kind of tall here. And just slide it right there. Slide one and slide two right there. And yeah, buddy, you're getting tall. So let me get taller. You get tall, I can get tall too. Want to go? Let's go. All right, arms. Take the arm. Use that sliding spot there. It's going to slide in right here. So just get it. Slide it over top. Bring it down. I forgot to pull these. Got to come down. There we go. Slide that down into there, like that. And then take this other one, slide that one down into that spot right there. And we're almost done. So, last thing we gotta do is we gotta take these, and you got some tab spots right here and right there that are gonna go onto, see if I can zoom in there so we can see. Yeah. That tab, and then one down right here. Or you can go into that one, or that one and that one right there. That's gonna help to also secure it in better. So just get that, slide that in, and make sure the bottom one is slid in as well. Right there. Same thing on this side. Tab it in there, and make sure it's tabbed in at the bottom one as well. And then just fix everything up nice and pretty. And we are just about done. Alright. Flip out the wings. And there he is, looking gorgeous. Really like him. Alright, so the last thing we want to do is put on the shoulder cannons. And actually put the other gun together. So the shoulder cannons here. Alright, you're going to take one, flip that down like this. Take the other one. No, that's the tail part. Flip that down like so. And one is going to go in right here. See that hole right there? That's where that's going to peg into. Let's get that out of the way. Put that in there first. And then this popped out because of course it always does. Just because it's me, it wants to. It wants to be a jerk about it. And this closes back up right there. Onto the back. There's one. And the other one's going to go on the other side of him. Same spot. Just different arm. Pegs in right there. And there it is. And then lastly, just get these two pieces here and put them together. You're going to peg them in just like so. And now you got his gun that can be put onto his forearm right over here. And there he is, all dolled up. Let's get him back because he's a pretty nice looking figure. I like him. I know some people don't care for how, you know, scrawny he is. I think he looks cool. Like, I'd rather have something that looks well proportioned right here, you know, than having it too bulky or, like, he just has like a small waist. Like, he's like the definition of like a buff lean guy. Like, he's got a big upper body right here and then a smaller V-shaped waist, and then coming down here he's got his solid legs. So typical buff mean bad guy right there. And he looks cool. I like him a lot. So, all right, let's see. We're gonna bring in some other bots that we can show him with. I didn't combine these guys here because there'd be a no contest next to him. You know, he really would be. So what do I bring in? I'm gonna bring in Devastator because Devastator is the one who he's the same size as in terms of this mode right here. And I didn't show the individual bots compared to Devastator because, to be honest, I really didn't feel like pulling these guys apart and messing with them. Because it's been quite a while since I messed with them, and I was like, I don't want to sit here and figure it all out. So I didn't do that. My apologies. But they are about the same size in terms of like individual bots. Although Headstrong and Tantrum are taller than the Devastator bots. But these two guys are the same height. Devastator looks like he's a little bit taller, but that's because he's kind of sitting on a bump in my table right there. But head to head, they are the same height. Again, I didn't get the add-on kits for Devastator. I know there was some add-on kits for him, but I never picked them up. Because to be honest, like, I mean, this Devastator to me was okay, but I just didn't care for it 100%. I was like, it's okay. It's not my favorite. But that head on the Devastator looks way too small for his body. You know, like when you look at it, it looks ridiculously small. Look at Predaking's head. His head is proportioned well for his body. Yeah, it looks like it fits the part. I think they just did a better job over here on the arms. These arms here were really stupid. You know, if I'm being honest here. Like, I just didn't care for that. I thought that was just kind of whatever. And just overall, I feel like the build quality on Predaking here is better than that on Devastator. So, but there they are, showing them next to each other. Let me see who else I got here. There he is next to the MMC Feral Rex, and I love that Feral Rex. My favorite thing about the Feral Rex is, one, the sword, which again I talked about earlier is really cool. I wish they would create a sword similar to this for this guy. But also I like how they made the wings where you can spread the feathers and not just be like that. Now, they went more for like the G1 toy where they were just one solid piece. I like that better. So if maybe another company made one like that for him, I'd definitely be a buyer for that because I think that'd be so cool. But just to kind of look at them, obviously, Predaking over here is a lot taller than Feral Rex. That oversized Feral Rex might be the same size as him or maybe just a little bit taller. I can't remember exactly how tall he was, but I want to say he's probably going to be the same height as him. But essentially, the Feral Rex just oversized into that. So anyways, that's how they look together. They look cool together. I like the way that looks right there. And let's see, who else do I got? These two guys right here. Oh my gosh. Like, I love Shirking. I mean, I think he's awesome. He, to me, is probably my favorite combiner just because it takes all the dinos and it really makes them look really, really cool combined up. So Shirking is my favorite combiner. He is still a little bit shorter than my second favorite combiner, I'm going to call him right now. Because at the head right there, it's just a little bit taller. Like you can see just like a little bit taller right there. So, but those two kind of match up well together. He's a lot more beefy. Obviously those bots make him really, really chunky. And so just, that's a cool matchup right there. If these two guys went at it, I don't know who would win. I don't know, because these guys, I think, in that form right there, in that build, especially with that wingspan back there, they would crush. I think he'd probably crush Predaking. I'm not sure. Predaking might crush him, but that's a cool look right there. Trypticon. And they're about the same size, actually, like to his head, and like maybe he's like a little bit taller, but Trypticon should have been the size of Metroplex. If you saw him reviewing Trypticon, you saw my argument for that. But so these guys are about the same height. He should be a lot bigger than him. But just kind of show these two guys what they look like together. Let's get out of there and take a look at that right there. And then I'm going to bring in my Mania King and show you what he looks like next to him. I think that's probably about the right scale right there. Mania King would be, or Galvatron would be about that small next to him, I would think. All right, let's look at his articulation. His head can move around all the way. He can look up if you want to do that, but not really. So he really doesn't have a whole much there. Arms, move these out of the way. Can rotate all the way around on a nice ratchet right there. They come up. You get these over. They can come up all the way if you want to there. Again, we got the rotation there from the waist rotation. You got, again, what I showed you is kind of limited at the bend there unless you flip it around. The wrists rotate right there. Again, we talked about the articulation on the hands there. A little bit there, not a whole lot. The wings can move up, down, flap, all that there. The legs themselves can come out to the side. Can go forward. Can go backwards. And it holds, if I shake it, it's going to come down. But by itself, it's going to hold right there. And that's a pretty heavy piece right there. So good strong ratchets there. The knee bend, you'd have to get the arms out of the way in order to get like a full knee bend right there. But you can't get a full knee bend right there. He does have rotation right there at that as well. Coming down to the feet, he's got ankle tilts right there. And nothing forward and backwards, but he does have the ankle tilts right there. And then you can actually get down here, because they have it, you can actually get another spin right there if you wanted to. So a lot of articulation for his size. And again, he's pretty sturdy. You know, I don't have a fear of him falling over. He's actually really sturdy. So I think Hasbro did an outstanding job on this guy. Is he perfect? No, but I mean, again, for a combiner, I think he's pretty close to perfect. Because for combiners, they're usually pretty unstable and all this kind of stuff. But I think on this guy, they did an outstanding job. He looks the part. He's intimidating. He's just cool looking. So I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Do you like this guy? Are you going to pick him up? If so, I'm going to put a link in the description below from Toy Dojo where you can pre-order one from. They don't have any in stock. Like I said, this one was brought in early for me to take a look at. But you can order some through Toy Dojo. I'm sure this guy's going to be hard to find because, again, Predaking was such an awesome figure. And I'm pretty sure this guy will be hard to find in stores. So I would say get yours from Toy Dojo while you can, because I'm sure they're going to run out as well. Let me know, again, what you guys think in the comments below. And thanks again for watching. I know it's been a long video, but there was a lot we went through and kind of showed the details of everything. So if you stay with me to the end, I appreciate that, you guys. As always, thanks for watching, and until next time, stay safe.